Daniel Ventura here, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about greeting people and learning their names, right? Greeting people and learning their names. Very, very important. You see, I'm very good with faces, really, really bad with names. Like, I would look at a person and I'll be like, wow, that person looks like, a movie star from, this movie or this show. And that's how I would recognize people's faces because I would relate them to a character. And it's not bad. It's just how I, remembered, people's faces. Um, I used to struggle with their names, right? Like if I couldn't pronounce it correctly or for some strange reason, I would get their name and I would still call them by a different name. And that was so embarrassing. I just was like, embarrassed. I felt ashamed. Uh, I had to go ask someone like, hey, what was their name again? And they would look at me like, dude, you need to like get their name. I'm like, yeah, I know. So I started really like practicing you know, uh, as I would meet people at events, at seminars, at classes, I would go and meet them, by definitely extending my hand, introducing myself, and getting their names. And if I didn't hear them, I said, "I'm sorry, what was your name again?" And I would just do that, right? Um, and then as soon as I get a chance, I'll go and like write it down, and I would write it down the way I would pronounce it. Now that might seem kind of strange. I have to do that though because sometimes I'll look at the name and I'm like, "Oh, how do you pronounce their name now?" And I just like it just went out of my head. I just totally forgot. So I would have to like really um, practice doing that. And if I have to like use my phone and type in their names, I would do that, right? Especially now, like like now as I'm connecting with more people, I have to, as I'm collecting information from them, phone numbers, emails, I would have to write down where I met them, right? The event and a little bit. Sometimes I have to put more detail in my notes, and that way I can be like, okay, I remember them from this event, right? So, I hope that tips works for you. It really helped me do that, and it's all about building relationship. It's all about connecting, right? Because it's kind of embarrassing when, let's say you've been talking to somebody for a while and you just went blank and totally forgot their name and you call them by somebody else, which has happened to me, right? And again, that's embarrassing. And I said no more. I do not want to be put into that position and embarrass myself. So I'm going to make it a point. I'm going to make sure I remember their names. Then that way I can create a better relationship with them. So, anyways, I hope that tip helped. That tip really helped me out a lot. I'm sure it's going to help you. And I'll go ahead and see you on the next video.